BVI Channel 1, and I still remain as Channel Peters. Today we are on another episode on Biafran Discourse, and I have with me two gentlemen and senior comrades when it comes to Biafra agitation. To my right, I have Captain Obi Emeke. You're welcome to BVI Channel 1. And to my left, I have Ndubisi Vincent and Yenugu. You're welcome to today's program.
Thank you, Chinedu.
Today we are going to be talking about two important issues very briefly, and you don't need to miss a thing. One, on the political activities of Biafran people who went into some sort of alliance with United Progressive Party. Something went wrong, and today we have to know and digest those things that went wrong and the remedy for what happened and how to move forward. Then secondly is on the Yoruba declaration, the recent declaration made by the Yoruba people just very recently. They said they want total out of Nigeria. There is no point going for restructuring. But it amazed me, even the Igbos who are supposed to be at the forefront of leading this entity called Nigeria, especially when the voice of the people is so high when it comes to the Biafran agitation, demanding for outright pullout from the colonial contraption called Nigeria. So today we are going to talk about that issue, the implication of that Yoruba declaration, which I have in good authority that the Igbo elite, represented by the Ohaneze Igbo, their leadership was duly represented in that program. I heard that the Nyango was there, and other prominent Igbo leaders were also there at the meeting. So we are going to look into these two important issues: the implication on Biafra agitation for self-determination. And don't forget that we are working so hard to be bringing you this program on live interactive section, where you'll be having the opportunity to call in and drop your own opinion with respect to issues at hand. But meanwhile, make do with the provision of the comment column below. Drop your comment, let the discussion continue from there, and we'll be able to do justice more and more to issues that concerns the Biafran people and the agitation for self-determination. Now over to you, Captain. I have on good authority that you are a member of United Progressive Party and also a principal officer from the Biafran agitation. Now, I want to understand what actually went wrong, because you were at the center of the event when it comes to the sad relationship between United Progressive Party and the Biafran people. So tell us what lured you to UPP and what made you to tender your resignation from UPP.
Yes, thank you. I was a member of the State Executive Committee, to which the Assistant State Public Secretary and a member of the State Working Committee thereof. The party UPP was sold to me and many others like myself as the party of Biafran nationalist actualization. That was the selling point that the customary government of just people of Biafra CGIPOB sold to me when I was contacted through the administrator earlier this year. In fact, we entered it believing that this platform is the best way to assist the political modalities, the legal action already going on in the court. Unfortunately, it has turned out to be a very big red herring. In fact, it has turned out to be a dupe, maybe the biggest dupe of this century.
Who is behind that dupe, or who is behind that problem?
Chief Justice Okoro, National Chairman of UPP, I hold you and only you responsible.
Why? Why would that be?
Why? In the originating summons that I filed, protesting the mutilation and doctrine of the delegate list, consolidated by Anambra State's Working Committee of UPP, between the days of June the 6th and the 12th of this year 2017, and ratified by you subsequently sometime in July, when it was submitted in Abuja. The deadline in this state was July 8th. After a series of hard-fought tussles between mobbing activists, UPP officers, and members of the political class in general to sort out question of delegate lists, we put together delegate lists that were signed by the state chairman, the state secretary, and endorsed by the National Work Committee, headed by Chief Justice Okoro. Lo and behold, on the 26th day of July, after the deadline date of submission, 8th of July, on the website of this same UPP, a completely different delegates list than that which was approved in this state in June appeared, containing lists of names, some of them no doubt fictitious, some of them of dead persons, some where men became women and women became men, some without phone numbers. And these people were put in there in spite of every protest made by Mobi and by UPP officers like myself. Even in my own ward, here in Onitsha North, Ward 2, only one person survived there. That was the ward chairman. Every other name that had been meticulously placed there was wiped off. What I can call administrative term 1 by National Executive Committee officers under the supervision and leadership of Chichima Sogori. He is national chairman. Mobi contacted you and complained. He assured Mobi, and yet went ahead to still do the very thing that would destroy the basis of this accord relationship.
Okay. Now, in order not to take it further, you are trying to say in summary that the agreement, that the assurance given to the Biafran movement, that movement of Biafrans in Nigeria, Mobi, that the UPP will represent the Biafran ideology that is founded on justice, fairness, and equity. So you are saying that the mutilation of this is total aberration of the Biafran ideology.
Biafran ideology, as in our code of ancestors, justice, freedom, equity. We are protesting against Nigeria, where we say there is neither justice nor freedom, nor equity. United to what purpose? You claim to be better. No Nigerian party, even the PDP, would be as bad as this. And PDP, where I was better than the UPP.
Now, what we are just trying to paint something black, because some people have accused the mobbing, the customary government, and even BVI that they have collected a whole lot of money from United Progressive Party to promote their party for just political gains of some people. But from what is happening now, it is clear that no money was given. It is just based on ideology. That Biafra People's Agreement or alliance with UPP is all based on ideology, and the Biafra people even put in their money. I heard that some people like you paid money to register to be members of UPP, and so many other Biafra people were attracted based on that Biafra idea. But what transpired in UPP is total anti-Biafran ethics, and they did everything possible to destroy the Biafran ideology upon which UPP was sold out to the world, and the Biafra people embraced it. But today, some people want to use Biafra as a political trademark to trade for their political gratification. Now, what can you say about this in brief? Because I know one way or the other you have some information.
Yeah, to me, when the whole concept of activating the political ideology of the Biafra struggle came up, a lot of people do not believe that we play the Nigerian game, play into the Nigerian politics. They believe that as far as we are concerned, we should stay off anything Nigeria. So we did a lot to convince our people that there's processes you must follow for you to achieve what you are fighting for. So what happened? We believe that UPP will offer us a better platform for our people to actually see how Biafra will look like when, at the end of the day, we'll restore Biafra. Just like my brother here has said, we were all disappointed because we needed a situation whereby people will go in there, sell their program, canvas, campaign, convince our people on what they have in store for them when they go in there as the governor, which some of them did. But at the end of the day, what we saw is a situation whereby certain lists went to Abuja, and on coming back we saw a different list altogether. So that was why the Afro people, we have to come back to here to say this is not what we bargained for. This is not what we have told you from day one. it is not all about money, because if it's all about money, we would have stayed put, negotiated with UPP, collected money, and continued. But because we are being driven by ideology, we have to come back and tell you that this is not what we bargained for, and we are backing off.
Okay,
to come back and plan and re-strategize.
Okay, from what you have said so far, you're talking about mutilation. You know, one of the most important things, and why Biafran people say we are taking this political process, is to allow Biafran people the opportunity to present and to vote in people that share their aspiration, that will enable them to continue their agitation for self-determination without fear and molestation. That is the basis of going into that politics. But what was witnessed inside UPP was a total, I would say, aberration. It is a total anti-Biafran ethics, where people were imposed, where a list of, I would say, is a form of rigging. Those that are acquainted with political process will understand that is the worst system of rigging in Nigeria, with impunity, without any cause for law and any repercussion. You know, so what transpired in UPP is in fact a shame to link UPP with Biafra, because Biafra freedom is sacrosanct. Biafra freedom, in fact, for touching Biafra and trying to mess around Biafra and use Biafra as a political trademark to sell your party or your company, because UPP is being managed like a personal property and business. Because from what some of you are contesting, because I heard you went to court,
I went to
challenge that mutilation and some posts are coming in from WhatsApp, a principal officer and a close relation to the founder of UPP, that's Chekwa Sokore. I heard that he said he's going to sue the mobbing and the Biafran people, that they went to court and tendered false document challenging that the Biafran people who are agitating for self-determination. I think you should do justice to that. The court you went to, what was your prayer? What did you go? Are you contesting the what would I call it? The constitution of UPP, or are you contesting the process through which that what they call primaries? Which one were you?
The objective of the suit that I filed, suit number FCT/HT/CB 2658 of 2017, was for interpretation of the guidelines and the constitution of the United Progressive Party, especially in regard to its articles 10, sub 4, and X, that is Roman numeral, and XII, and 12, 35. Matters pertaining to who is properly authorized to conduct a state congress. And matters of its constitution.
So what's the provision of that constitution?
The constitution clearly stated, the way I understand it, that the state congress is the responsibility of a state working committee led by the state party chairman and his officers. Even if national officers are to participate, they are national officers who are members by virtue of being citizens of that state. The way I understand it.
Okay, so
I don't understand it as something that gives any other powers to national to change what a congress has already established.
Okay, now
by virtue of free democratic process.
Now, from what we saw from that post by that principal officer, the brother of Chekwa Sokore, threatening to sue the Biafran people, is that he's challenging that it is what they call a false document. And but what you said now is rightly written and contained in the UPP constitution. And they're saying that in defense, that the national chairman has the right to change and ratify any list made by any state congress. Meaning that it is a short term, because I don't want us to speak too much grammar so that we don't get you confused. The simple term to that is that the simple implication is that the leadership of UPP have the sole right to sell the party to the highest bidder, to whomever he desires. He can make either an aspirant of the party or a candidate of the party whatsoever.
I think we shouldn't be publicizing UPP here, because as a matter of fact, UPP has not paid those of us in customary government or BVI any money. No amount of money was given to anybody, any officer of the customary government or BVI to campaign for the activities. What we have done is just to promote the interests of our people. Every action we have taken so far is to protect and project our people's interests, and nothing more, nothing less. So if at the end of the day UPP is coming up with perhaps a position that what they have done is in line with their constitution, they are more or less exposing themselves, because what the party has done is to tell us that somebody in Abuja can collect money from anybody and appoint whoever he wants. It doesn't matter what the people at the grassroots or what the people at the world level are saying. What is important to them is for somebody in Abuja to say, hey, you should go in to fly their flag. By implication, that is what they have done. So we shouldn't be wasting our
I think to bury that issue was
the final parting shot, gentlemen. The officer to with the chief of staff who is making his assertions. 600 pages of evidence in this suit from 21 local governments. Yeah. This is the original North and South lists that were originally compiled, which were thrown aside. Now, the onus lies on him, and is squarely with you, to prove that his 600 pages of evidence, that the originals that we hold here are not what they purport to be. What was signed, finally ratified by the state secretary and the state party chairman, we have copies of them in that suit.
Okay, now, to bury this once and for all,
your fictitious website.
My people, to bury this once and for all, I think you should watch this video shortly. I will be right back.
This is the authentic delegates list. If you look at the name chairman, you will see Madu Abuchi. You will see his name there. Is the chairman, and you see the whole ward officers, and then you see you see the signatures of the state chairman, the state secretary, and the local government chairman of Urumba South local government. So these are verifiable information. Then you look at the website, the list, the rogue list uploaded from the website, and if you zero in, you're going to see this is Owere Zukala ward. You're going to see the same name, Madu Abuchi Uwakwe, as the chairman. But when you now go down, you see that the secretary and the treasurer, were replaced, changed at the national headquarters by the chairman of the party. So here is Madu Clifford with his phone number. Okay, then the treasurer. These are the delegates. The treasurer, Onyebulle Joseph, with his phone number. So now here you see a different secretary, one for Charles. The treasurer now becomes annex opera, and even as we speak now, if you go to the website, you see the same names with no phone numbers. So this is what we call a rogue list. And it cannot be validated simply because Checkpoint Security says it's valid.
Okay. And this one carries the stamp and signatures.
Yes, this is the signatures of the party officer from the state to the local government. And this was basically what led to the tragedy. The gentleman, as chairman, was trying to take in his colleagues, but they prevented the genuine ones from entering and allowed the fake ones to enter. That was the tussle going on when the police fired tear gas, and then the tragic incident occurred. Okay, those are the two.
I think you've heard it all from a principal participant of that primary election, talking about Honorable Children Fodile, on why he resigned. As well, many principal officers of United Progressive, especially the entire Biafran family that poured into United Progressive Party, are living in droves. In fact, we've recorded tremendous pullouts from United Progressive Party in order to make it equivocally clear, to make it soundly clear to everyone to hear and understand that Biafran people have disconnected themselves from the activities of United Progressive Party. It's a simple thing, because we are not driven by money, We are not driven by any other thing outside the Biafran ideology, which we believe that the United Progressive Party will end up bringing up a person that represents the aspiration of the people. In fact, if the leadership of United Progressive Party actually allowed fairness and equity to play out and allowed those who are part of that political process to canvass for their votes and sell their opinion, I know that the two most important contenders of that party are of different school of thought. One believes in Biafra and the other believes in one Nigeria. It is clear. And it is now left for the Biafran people to do their lot. If on the platform of equity that Biafra failed to present, or Biafra failed to take the upper hand in presenting a candidate for United Progressive Party, then we know that we've not done enough to tell our people to accept Biafra. And we'll go back to the drawing and support UPP and say they have done their work, and we'll continue on to go back to our do and work. But what happened is a total rape on justice with impunity. Those who say no to any recourse to law. So we, the Biafran people, have said it clearly that we are not part of United Progressive or anything that could. Anyone that is trying to link up United Progressive Party with Biafra is doing that at his own discretion or peril, because Biafra is justice. Biafra is a spirit. The worst mistake United Progressive Party made was to associate Biafra with their dirty politics, and that is the end of Biafra. We say that we are going to leave UPP where we found it. We are not going to destroy it. It's not our business. It is the business of those who have piloted it. Our business, our focus is Biafra or nothing. Now over to the next issue, the Yoruba Declaration. What can you say about it?
They have done what we the Biafrans have done several years ago. You know, before now, the people believe that it is only Biafrans that are asking to be left out of Nigeria. But what the Yoruba people have done a few days ago, you know, I was reading it. When I was reading it, it's over there. When they said restructuring is too late. Right now, we shouldn't be talking about restructuring. We should be talking about a way out. The way out of the first marriage called Nigeria. I know that it did not start today. My humble self as the image maker of the customary government of indigenous people of Biafra, I have been saying it, and I have been representing the opinion of our people. I think it's about 5 years now since we started the legal case against Nigeria. So it's no longer news of what our people want. So we are excited, we are happy that the Yoruba people have come, not just coming to their senses, but coming to that same conclusion we arrived years ago, that marriage is not by force. That what you had as at 1960 was a situation whereby different nations came together and said, let's try to see how we could live together. And then you have a confederal system of governance where every region was in control of their resources. And that was when Awolowo, to his blessed memory, put in place the best economy. Awolowo, I always talk my heart, when he invented the first television station in Nigeria. The Yorubas were well educated, well informed, well exposed. And of course, the rate of growth as at that time, as at between 1960 and 1967, was, to say the least, most amazing. Then can you talk of this eastern part of Nigeria where Obara held sway, was one of the fastest growing economy in the whole of Africa. You know, that was when you have a system of government that empowered the region to move at their own pace. Not the kind of system you have here where monkey is working, somebody is somewhere enjoying the hard work of the monkeys in other regions. So I think we have come to a stage where people are saying, where people's eyes have been opened to say that it is no longer, we no longer want that marriage where somebody is benefiting. What we want right now is to attempt for Israel. So I think as the image maker of the customary government, We have already sent our men. Our men were well represented on the that day of declaration. We've also empowered the person in charge of our liaison, our chief liaison officer in the person of Reverend Ubu, to get in touch with all the indigenous people of Nigeria, not just the indigenous people of Oduduwa, but also the indigenous people of Arewa. In our last discussion, he has gotten several contacts, several calls coming from all over Nigeria, showing their interest to partner with us as in a way of peaceful way, because nobody is talking about fighting war. In 21st century, United Nations Declaration of the Right of Indigenous People all over the world. The indigenous people have a right to control their economy, they have a right to control their political interests, they have a right to control their culture, they have a right to control the way they sleep with their wives. So they have a right to make a choice today and say they no longer want to be together. It's this forced marriage put together by Lord Lugard. So I think from so far, the message and the contacts we are receiving from all over Nigeria, I mean indigenous people, is quite encouraging. We want to inform our people that there is no going back. It is always moving forward. As we have said before, the system you call Nigeria today can never be redeemed. I want people to quote me. The way you have the system today, it can never be redeemed. Quote me any place. Challenge me that I said this today, today is 8. I have said it before, and I said why I'm saying it is for the sake of my children and the future generation. That if I'm not saying it, I'm believing that perhaps miracle will happen. God will come from heaven to make Nigeria a better place. I am just being selfish. If I have a federal appointment today with cars, with drivers, with good house, you know, with all the goodies in life, you know, I could beat my chest and say Nigeria is working. I know it's not true. I can never do that.
As we're coming to the end of today's program, I would like my brothers to give your parting word to the Biafran people out there in Egypt. Just brief word.
Great Biafrans, we as UPP, we lost a battle, but we have not lost the war. Don't be afraid to identify yourself as a Biafran. And if you are going to vote, don't vote for a person, for governor, who is afraid of mentioning the word Biafra. Don't throw your votes to such a man. Rather, reserve them and keep them. That's the best thing we can do. As a movement, we can achieve Biafra. We don't necessarily need a political party to do it.
Thank you. What do you have to say?
Yes, I have to tell my dear brothers and sisters out there, the Biafran people, that tomorrow will be better. Today, we need to sit tight and plan, and we are planning. Tomorrow, Biafra will come. There's no two ways about it. We have gotten Biafra. All what we need is to embrace Biafra. People who are waiting for Biafra to come from heaven, Biafra has already come. Thank you while you keep on watching us. Keep on expecting news from the customary government of indigenous people of Biafra. Thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate you, gentlemen. All right, you've had it all from him, and we promise you that we're going to be very brief at that. We encourage you to drop your comment. We want to get your opinion on this, and we will come right back on the next episode on Biafra Discourse. We shall take up more issues. My people, that is where we're going to be drawing the curtain. But before we leave, I want to drop this as a word of encouragement to all Biafrans out there. Do not give up. Continue in the spirit of Biafra. The Biafra spirit is the spirit of equity, love, justice. Anything good is associated with Biafra. But everything injustice, everything wrong, everything bad, everything colonization brought to Africa is embodiment in what you call today Nigeria. So you should be proud of whom you are. We are indigenous people of Biafra. You can be an indigenous person of Arewa from where you are looking at, watching this video. You can be an indigenous person of our Oduduwa Republic.
Of course.
We are a people. We should be proud of our identity and not the brand given to us by Lord Lugard. In fact, if you are cleric, be it Muslim or Christian or whatever religious you practice, let me tell you, if your leader there tells you that God created Nigeria, tell the person, ask the person, is Lord Lugard your God? Ask the person, if Lord Lugard
Is he God?
is your God, if that is your God, then so be it. But we know the God we serve, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. That is the God of our ancestors. That is my own opinion anyway. But to those who are watching, I appreciate your watching. Drop your comment. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Follow us on all our social media platforms so that you'll be getting updates. Don't also forget to visit our website for news updates, uncensored news, because on this platform we dish it out raw and fresh, so that you will be able to, make out your own opinion from issues that are void of propaganda. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. I still remain your humble servant and friend, Associate Peters. Stay blessed.